Welcome back, friends. Day 4 of the, I guess, the isolation. Boy, I'll tell you, I have, I've definitely been paying attention to this, and I wouldn't say that I had, serious concerns. We were just making decisions because they seemed like a good idea. But I'll tell you, after what I have been learning in the last 24 hours or so, I am convinced more than ever that this is, well, not our common flu, is it? So today we've got so many things going on. I think it was Warren Buffett that said, you never know who's swimming naked until the tide goes out. And that was referring to investors, but boy, that's true for us as well. Now that you have this idea in your mind how things are going to be, but when it really starts getting real, you're thinking, oh, I wish this, I wish that, but I guess we can't live by that, so we have to do what we can. Today, Mrs. W is working on the meal planning. We're going to go in there and deal with that because that's going to be a big component of it, as well as getting seeds started and stuff. We're going to be taking a very different view of the garden and the orchard this year, then more so, we're going to put more emphasis on it than we have in the past. Today we're securing the shop, so we'll bring you along with what we're doing. I don't know exactly where we're going, but well, we just got a lot to do today. I never have really worried about securing the shop, but we have 3 doors into it, and they're basically not locked up. So, and there's a lot of important things in here for the family: generators, gas, and that sort of thing, food and such. We're going to be blocking off 2 of the doors and then securing the main door. There's no reason to have multiple access points to the shop. We'll just keep one that we can keep locked, and the rest of them we'll just using some lag screws and bolting it down with some chains so it won't open. Come on over, Jack. Let's see, where am I going to put this thing? Basically right here. Okay. Probably wondering why we haven't done the filled in the trench. We got really cold weather after it was really warm when we dug everything up, and if you mess around with dirt and excavating when it's freezing and thawing, it just turns into a mess. So you're better off just to leave it alone till it dries up and we get some little bit nicer weather, and then we'll backfill everything in. All the plumbing is done. It's just we got to fill it in and get it all cleaned up. We've still got a few things coming in from Amazon and different things. But I heard today that Amazon is limiting deliveries to priority only, whatever that means, and who determines that. So, I mean, it's just incredible what's happening. I mean, the only thing that there's a few things that I didn't have, I kind of put off, like a shortwave radio here was one thing. If I don't have access to the internet, I hate to be completely in the dark. What's this here? Batteries. Ordered some batteries and different things, but man, oh man, what's this here? This is coffee? Someone sent us some. Oh, I opened up Mrs. W. Looks like we got coffee. Coffee coming in. I found this radio. What appealed to me was it was shortwave, had good reviews, and it runs off of 18650 lithium-ion rechargeables, which I have a lot of, and I can charge with solar. So, well, that's a nice little case, isn't it? This is kind of an old school radio. Do you know what shortwave radio is, Jack?
I imagine it's a radio that runs on shortwave.
Do you know what shortwave is?
No, I don't.
It's, I don't really know either. All I know is you can listen to places far away. So you can get a lot of news and information and things if we don't have access to the internet.
Why wouldn't that be wave.
I don't know. I really don't know about that. We'll have to look into that. Speaking of radios, we've got radios. Basically, our poor man's comm plan is going to be coming up. They should be here in a couple days, and we'll cover that too. It's nothing fancy. It's just going to be something that's good quality that the family can grab and go. We'll always have radios on so we can be in contact with one another. Jack, do you want to go over what we did with the first aid kits and everything yesterday?
Yeah. So yesterday we spent a good, 3 hours working on making sure all of our medical supplies was put together.
What did you think about everything? You feel pretty good about it?
Well, I mean, me personally, I'm not a big fan of like blood. Like I can read it fine, but when it's described to me, I'm kind of iffy on it. So I spent the whole time partially cringing, but I was also kind of like morbidly interested.
Well, I was a medic with the fire department, lead medic on my engine company, and so I've ran a lot of horrible stuff. I've seen a lot of horrible stuff, car wrecks and accidents and things, and I was telling Jack that I was the same way going through EMT school. Was I was totally squeamish, but the more you get into it, the more you get used to it.
I don't want to get into it.
It's never nice, but it's sometimes something you have to do. What are you working on, Jack?
I'm currently cutting the holes that we're going to put the bolts through.
We're building the poor man's lock right here. So Jack's working on that, and I'm going to go cut some chain. Lean into it. Press hard. Step off for a minute. Let me show you. Pressing hard. You can't press very hard when you're like this, but you can press hard if you're like this. You're not going to break my drill bit, are you?
I'm trying not to.
You get through there just about?
No, not quite.
Tell me when you're ready. Push.
Stop. Oh, no, I'm pushing so hard, I'm like not breathing as is.
Hacksaw? Mm-hmm. Hacksaw only cuts on the push. So as you push, that's what cuts. Now if you're pushing hard when you come back, you can kind of mess up the teeth. Mm-hmm. So when you cut, you stay away from that weld. These chain links are welded. Mm-hmm. Anything that's welded is typically very hard. So you don't want to never try to cut through a weld. Mm-hmm. So come over to the side right here and get a light pressure and get a start. Once I get a start on there, it's okay dragging it backwards, but just lighten up. So your strength is on the push, light back.
There we go.
You through?
Yeah.
All right, pull your saw blade out. Now jam that in there and pry that out. Use the point.
Oh, okay, we're gonna.
Right in there like that and pry that apart. Use your body mechanics when things like this. So if you have a long bar, you can do anything. So I'll stick that in here and just push against my body right here. Mm-hmm. Just walk around. Work smart. That's how you get through a chain. That's good. Now when you break through like that, what you've done is you basically, you don't have a perfect hole. Mm-hmm. It's bit on two sides and you'll feel the drill pulling through there. Mm-hmm. Now you've got to break those burrs off.
So you got to go back through and then go back.
No, you can do it right here. If you just hold the drill, arrest it from going, but hold it strong so you don't hurt your wrist, and it'll burn through that. Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, it's pulling up on here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, back up a little bit. So when you run into that, there's a couple things you can do. Sometimes you can have luck coming in from the other side. If you can't get to it, and you see right there when I reach the shoulder on there, mm-hmm. that will break those burrs off, and you always want to clean your hole afterwards so you have a nice clean hole and it will take all those burrs off there. All right. Now check and see if your padlock will fit. If it's going to give us trouble.
It doesn't give you trouble.
Let's see. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, get 2 matching lag screws and washers that will fit in there, and then we'll get that installed. So I got this chain mounted over here. So what we'll just do is, when this is shut, we'll go right in here, straight out from that chain. So you got your bracket handy. Mm-hmm. Come straight out right there. So you have to push kind of hard to get those lags through that sheet metal. Good. All right, see if your padlock works. You have the key for that?
I do now.
Okay, do I need to come to you at all?
Yeah, you do. All right.
What do you think? Secure?
Yep.
Okay, go grab the keys to the adventure van in Mama's rig and bring her truck down here, and we'll get all the rigs locked up inside. And I realize this is not the Fort Knox of security, but padlocks are, well, nothing more than a device to keep an honest man honest, right? But I'm going to bring all the vehicles in. We're not using them, won't be using them for some time, and get everything secured and filled up with fuel and put away and ready to go. So that feels good to get that done. Now we need to take a look at the pump. I'm going to pull the handle on the hand pump well. We're not currently using it. There's no reason for it to be out here drawing attention to itself. How was that?
I like driving this car a lot better than your van.
All right, hey, go inside and grab 4 mouse traps. Let's get 2 mouse traps in each vehicle. I've got some peanut butter here because they're bad in here.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry to say, Jack, but I might be adding to your mouse trap chore here.
Where do we want to put them?
I put them on the floor, driver's and passenger side.
I hope Mama notices this before wearing sandals out here.
I know. How you fill these things are all basically the same as you push in and lift up this tail cap. That'll be a spring. See the shape of that? That's the way that the staples go in. So you can feel how many's in there where this comes in contact with them. Because there's not really any way of seeing it. So put that in there. See where it touched right there?
So you have all of them.
They're all basically full, yeah. My darling, what are you doing? Did you come to see me? Have you been having a nice time in the kitchen with Mama?
Yeah.
Have you guys been baking?
Yeah.
What have you been making?
Cookies.
Cookies? Can I jump in muddy puddles also?
No, not for new boots.
Do I not have the right boots? I'm pretty good at jumping in muddy puddles.
Can you come with me?
Step aside, I'll show you how to do it. I'll make a big old mud splash. Are you ready? Count 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3, outside. Run and jump.
Oh, run and jump. You didn't see that, did you?
You know what? This is why I buy used clothing.
eBay.
That's right.
How's it going in here?
Good.
What are you working on this morning?
You know, it seems like whenever you have something you need to get done, there's 7 million things, and so I've been getting food prep. I've been dealing with spices. I'm trying to do a little bit more menu planning to make sure that we utilize what we need to first and are very conscientious about how we're eating.
Must you get all muddy and wet? No, you're getting me all wet.
Can you come with my
I'm not jumping in there. I'm not going anywhere near that. Your mother would have my hide. I don't know how you get away with it. Hey, look what we have here. Do you see this? Do you know what this is? This is a shortwave radio. It's amazing. Would you like to go listen to it? Okay, let's take a look at what do we have here.
music?
Maybe music.
This the signal with the sun signal, and the sky is blue.
The sky is blue and beautiful. See this? Look inside. Well, let's not you touch that with your dirty paws. Can you just look?
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Should we put a battery in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where oh no, that's the stand. This is where the battery goes. It's going to take a rechargeable battery so we can recharge it. What do you think?
Because music is fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
Throw